Hello, everyone, and welcome to Movie Mandates, the show where my sister and I force each other to watch movies according to a monthly theme. I'm Andrew.
I'm Kelly.
It's Black and White Month on Movie Mandates, which means we're celebrating movies with monochrome presentations. First up is my mandated movie, Bride of Frankenstein, a film about Elizabeth. You know, the woman who actually marries Frankenstein. The
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
The monster doesn't get married, and his
Nope.
name's not Frankenstein.
No.
But before we talk about how the producers addressed the original film's conspicuous 10-year age gap between Frankenstein and Elizabeth by recasting her in the sequel with an actor who was 7 years younger,
What?
it's
I can't
only
wait
fair
to.
that Kelly gets to challenge me in a segment we call Trivial Trivia.
Okay, this is gonna be fun for me at least. Um, so here's something that is very interesting. I had no idea. In watching the film last night, The Bride of Frankenstein, I keep wanting to say Bride of Chucky, not sure why. Didn't watch that. But I watched
I
The
th
Bride of
isn't
Frankenstein.
isn't Jennifer Tilly watching this movie on the TV in the
It's very
bathtub when Chucky
possible.
electrocutes her? I
Very
think
in
this,
the
yeah,
yeah. Point is
probably would have
that
been public domain by then. So,
my entire life I have known, probably from Grossmutter and yourself, um, that Boris Karloff plays Frankenstein. Like that's just been, I know that name. I know he plays Frankenstein. Fantastic. Here's what's funny though. In the movie, it's Karloff.
yeah,
I am
he's billed as
He's
Karloff,
billed as Karloff. And
not
even
Boris
we
Karloff,
watched,
just
so
Karloff.
we watched a preview for it, and
Hmm.
it's like starring Karloff. And I'm like, I'm so confused. And even in the recap that we watched, it was like Carl, and I was like, this is very interesting. I've never in my life known that because I've always known it was Boris, and that
Yeah,
name does not appear anywhere. And I wonder if it's because of the monster. Doesn't matter. The point is, I was thinking there are a lot of one named. You have a Zendaya, you have a Madonna.
hmm,
Fantastic. So what we're gonna do, brother, is
okay.
we are going to go ahead and pick people who deserve to just be one namers. Um, and I have a list of five, and I'm gonna give you my list first. It's their first names. I'm gonna give you the first name. And
Okay.
you're going to tell me who I'm talking about with the first name. And then as I am doing that, you also have to, in the back of your head, be thinking about five first names you want to give me to guess to see if
Okay.
those people are really truly worthy of just being a one namer. Um,
And for
'Cause
first names.
yes, first names. I
Okay.
feel like last names are a little either too obvious
Yeah.
or too Johnson. What do you mean, Johnson?
Yes.
Exactly. I don't even think I can think of a Smith actor. And
Will?
Don Johnson, I don't think is
Will
a
Smith?
worthy of. There we go. Okay. I don't think Don Johnson is worthy of just being a
I
one
mean, I can think of a couple, but they're all
namer.
dogs. Benji, Lassie.
So I will start with my wonderful list of
Okay.
names because I took the easy ones because I want you to actually think.
Yeah. Before I forget, I'm not a film scholar by any stretch, but I don't recall Boris Karloff being billed as just Karloff in any other features.
Not a clue.
Like,
Exactly. Like, why would it was a very weird. It was very strange.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even look to see if he was billed as Karloff in the first Frankenstein movie.
He
I have no idea, but like
he must
the
have been.
Mummy, Arsenic and
Is he on
Old
IMDb just
the
as
cat,
Karloff? Have you
the
looked
black cat. I
for
don't recall
this?
him being just billed as Karloff.
I know, it's weird. It's weird. Yeah. It was kind of throwing for a minute. I was like,
I mean, he may have been, but I
because that title card where it says Karloff,
Yeah,
Bride of
yeah.
Frankenstein. I was like, maybe I just didn't
How do I
see
know his
the
name is Boris if he was
like maybe I
always
just didn't
referred to as
see the Boris.
Karloff?
Yeah, very weird, very weird. So if I were to say Meryl,
Streep.
how about Brad?
Pitt.
Yeah. How about Clint?
Eastwood. I have
Yeah.
to take that off the list, god damn it.
You're like, I got one.
Uh-huh.
Marlon
Brando.
and Barbara.
And, well, I can actually think of a couple, but
Yes.
Streisand.
Yes. I'm like, I'm like, if he goes Stanwyck, I'll laugh because I'm like, I mean, that's she's not the first to come. Although Barbara is more of a Babsy, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Um, so that was five because those are the easiest five. I thought those would probably be like wham bam bam. I have a lot
Okay.
more that I could go for, but I don't want to take any away from you to see who you would bestow a one name moniker upon.
Okay. I've got two, and they're very similar. So,
That's okay, I'm ready.
Arnold.
Schwarzenegger. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good one.
Next one, of course, would be Sylvester.
Oh God, Stallone, but
Yeah.
but truly
Yeah.
worthwhile. They are their own brand. Like
Hmm.
that's the thing is like they're kind of their own brand. That works.
I'm like making a share. Oh shit. Yeah.
You're like Madonna, Zendaya.
Although
Damn
that
it,
that does make me think of Winona
Ryder, not Judd.
and uh, I can think of a movie that they're actually in together. Sigourney.
Oh geez, there's a good one. Weaver.
Is is she the only one? Is
She
there
could.
is there another Sigourney? I don't know.
So that's
Like
not her name.
there's a couple Winonas.
Yes. So
You know, there's a
Sigourney is
Judd,
not
but
her name. Sigourney is a name. I forget
that's
what
a
book it's
stage
from.
name, isn't it? It's
It
not her.
is
Yeah,
her. I forget what her first name is. I
yeah.
think her last name is Weaver. She chose Sigourney from a book, like a really well-known book, and
Hmm.
I'm just not remembering what it is. She's like, I liked the hero of this book, and so I named myself the hero of this book. And I'm like, there was a hero, Sigourney? What book is this?
Well, let's see. That's four.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, the one I was thinking of, I'm thinking of a name, but he's not an actor, but there is an actor with that name. So let's see what you come up with.
Okay.
Clive.
Well, I was my first name goes to Barker.
That's who I was thinking of too. When I think of Clive, I think of Clive Barker, but there's also
Owen.
the actor Clive Owens, right?
Yeah.
So
Jeremy just watched Greenland 2 the other night.
I didn't know there was a Greenland one. Yeah, I saw it on, what was it, Netflix or something like that? And I'm
We
like,
watched
there's a
Greenland
Greenland
once.
one?
We watched the first one together like a month ago.
Hmm.
Um, it's not necessary. He just took me through the beats of two, so I'm like, great, I've seen it now up here. I get it. There's nothing not to get. We did
Aquafina. Oh, wait, damn it.
yes, Aquafina though, because I also was like, um, I'm like Vin, and I'm like, but he's not a brand. We just know that Vin Diesel is the only. I mean,
Yeah.
he is. Well, I guess he kind of is now that there's 800 Fast and the Furious
How
movies.
about Bruce?
Willis is where I
Okay, I was
go.
thinking Bruce Lee, but
Campbell.
absolutely, yeah.
Oh, because Bruce Campbell is Bruce
Bruce
Lee.
Campbell, another great one, yeah. How
That
about
is
Angelina?
that's a Jolie. That's a Jolie. And then Elijah.
Audrey. Oh, Elijah. Absolutely. Elijah Wood. How about
I would
Audrey?
go Hepburn
Okay.
or Tip.
That's Ellen Green. Yeah. God damn, she's funny. I don't. She was a stage actor. I don't know if she ever did any more movies. I hope she did because she is
She was
wonderful.
in, she did. Hold on. She was in Pump Up the Volume.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Did she play Christian Slater's mom?
She played a teacher at the
Oh, a
school.
teacher. Okay.
Because in my head, I'm like, she's in a school movie that
I'm
I
like,
have a
that's
huge
okay.
thing
That's like
for.
mid 90s or something. So
And that's the only other thing and I was really excited. I was like, oh, hey. And she didn't say hey back because it was through a screen. But that's the only other thing that
how about Beyonce? Oh, shit. No. Well, she actually does have a last name,
she
but
see now she's one who went that way because she was
yeah,
Beyonce
Beyonce
Knowles.
Knowles for a long, long time. And then it's just
And
like,
then
yeah,
she's like,
I am the only one.
I am the only one.
But how about Whitney?
Houston.
Yep.
Oh,
The one
that's
I think
actually a
of.
really good one. That is actually a really good one. Just Whitney. People know. People know. Like that's a good one.
I found out a couple of years ago that she had died like 15 years ago.
I remember getting that text from you and literally being like,
Whitney Houston's dead? Why didn't somebody tell me?
I was like, I'm thinking to myself, did this text just not go through 10 years ago?
I yeah, I think it was I was just like humming a song to myself. I'm like, what is that? It's a Whitney Houston song. What's she been doing lately? She hadn't really seen music since like the late 90s. And I look it up and I'm like, oh shit, she's been dead for 20 years. That's why she's not been very
There's a
prolific.
reason. Um, yes, but I mean, I think that Matt and Ben, but only if you were to say Matt and Ben. People are like, oh, I know Matt and Ben. But if you just were like,
Hmm.
Matt, I don't know. I mean, Damon comes to mind
Yeah.
first.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. It's so good. It's what a great one. No, anyways, I was having fun with
Oh,
that
that was
because
fun.
I was going through all of the names and I was like, I wonder how many first because there's Madonna, there's Cher, and Zendaya now. There's a lot like there is an artist named Lisa. And I'm like, first off, she is beautiful and she can sing, so she's great.
There's a
However,
Charlie, but she's got like a CXC or
XCX or
XCX
some
or
XCX,
something.
I think. But like the thing that I'm like, is that not just a number? Like
I'm actually not sure if that's supposed to be a number, if it's supposed to be set. I've never seen anyone say her name out loud.
oh,
So
they
I've just
call
seen,
her Charlie XCX.
oh, is that it? Oh, okay.
So that's how they call her. But there is a her, which I hate that name, but it's actually it's H period E period R period, so I don't know. But there's a Lisa, and this is what I was getting at. Again, great singer, cute, semi fan, don't know her
Uma.
enough. Thurman, I like that one. Oprah, she's a one name. She
Okay.
has
Yeah.
yeah, Oprah's a big one. Um,
Whoopi.
Goldberg. But see, that's the thing, is like,
Also not actually her name, I don't think.
no, her name is Karen Johnson. That
Is
is
it?
true. Yes, it
Holy
is,
shit.
because I will always remember that because I'm like, what? No, and I remember she was on she was on an interview at one point and she was like, I am not Karen Johnson. Karen Johnson sells Tupperware.
Yeah.
That's what she said. And I was like, yeah, she does.
Elvira, the character Elvira doesn't have a full, it's just Elvira, right?
I think this was Elvira, but
Yeah, I think so.
Cassandra
Cassandra
Peterson.
Peterson, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, if you're gonna have a one name, it can't just be Lisa. Like if you going in with just a one namer, you can't just be like, I'm Jenny. I'm but I mean, I guess there
Um,
was a Tiffany once
Frank.
upon a time, wasn't there? In the 80s, there was just a Tiffany.
Oh yeah.
What did she sing? Only in my no, that was Debbie. I don't know. I get them too confused. Debbie and Tiffany. Debbie Gibson.
And then there was Blondie, who was just like, I don't even need a name, just a hair color.
Was that not a band or was that
Yes,
actually
it is.
okay? I was like, wasn't that like Debbie Harry or something strange like that?
Oh shit,
Or
who's
am I
um
on the wrong?
I'd have to think on that. I don't remember.
I don't know. Music's not what I'm good at.
Hmm.
But that's great. Oh, there's also Leo.
Yep, okay. Leonardo.
But yeah, that's the other thing. No one calls him Leonardo. They call him Leo. So that's a
That's
little,
true.
yeah. Anyway. I never watched the first
And his
Frankenstein.
breakout role in Critters 3.
Yeah, I
At least
can't.
as far as I know, that's his
I'm not
first
sure if
one.
I saw Critters 3.
It's
Is
not very
Critters the
good.
one with the guy with the black curly hair that comes from like outer space and he's kind of like,
That's the first one.
yeah,
That actor did not, I don't think he came back for any of the sequels. However, the Charlie, I think the character's name was, who was like the
I think you're
farmhand who like
right.
went with them at the end of the movie. He was in like the next two, maybe even three. I think he might have been in Critters 4 also. He
I
became
think
kind of
you're
like the
right.
hero of that series. Kind of like Bruce Campbell was the hero in the first three Evil Dead movies. And the
Ash, right?
and the show. Yep, Ashley Williams.
Yeah,
I
that's.
saw the first episode of the show and I thought it was really good. I'm surprised I should watch the
I was gonna
rest of
say,
the
why did
show.
you stop?
I don't know. I was like, oh wow, that's really good, and they never watched anymore.
We're currently watching with Miles a show. I wonder if you've heard of it. We'll get to Frankenstein. It's a short movie.
It's a short movie.
Um, The Amazing Digital Circus. It's on Netflix. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I have heard of it for years, and I know nothing about it other than like the key show art, which has a jester looking character and a
Yes.
character whose face is just kind of teeth.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
is it a musical?
No. No.
No? Oh, well, that's sad. I
So
like musicals.
it it
But I hear it got really popular, popular enough that its like finale got a
is a
theatrical
movie.
release,
Yes, it did.
which congrats. Uh, and it's like maybe it's really popular. Maybe I should check that out at some point. I just never do because nothing about its show art actually find appealing. It might be
Yeah,
like the best thing ever, but I
I'll
don't
let you
know anything
know.
about it.
We're 4 or 5 episodes in. There's 8 episodes.
Oh, so not a
Miles and
very
the
long. Okay.
kids have seen it a million times. So Miles asked if we wanted to watch it with him. I was like, sure. The first 2 episodes were very hard sits for me. I
Hmm.
was like, I hate this show.
Oh no.
The
That's the
thing
worst, man. It's like this show, movie, whatever. It's not that it's just not doing it for me. I hate
I
this.
actively am not liking it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was actually like those first 2 episodes, I'm like, I am so upset. Something happened in the second episode that I was like, that's interesting. And so I didn't like them, but one thing happened in the second episode that I was like, that's kind of interesting. And then the third episode, a new interesting. And I'm like, so there is a lore, there's a dark something going on that we don't quite know yet. I'm really hoping it's a good payoff, or else I'm gonna be pissed because I'm not like invested, but like we only have like 3 more episodes
Is
before
it
there's the movie. And there's
coherent or is it more like real surreal, non sequitur, skibbity toilet type of humor?
both.
Hmm.
But it's dark. It's a dark show. There's something very
Okay.
sinister going on. There's something it's a psychologically dark show, which I find very interesting because I'm like, I don't know if the kids really understand what's going on here.
So it's one of those colorful, silly things with a dark undercurrent that flies over the head of the younger audience.
That's
Hmm.
what I'm wondering. So I'm like wondering because but like the first two are just like because I'm with you with like looking at the animation and this, and there's a rabbit who is like one of the main characters who has yellow teeth, and I'm not gonna lie, it drives me insane every time I'm like because it's that
Please go to the dentist and get them
pale
whitened.
yellow that you really just feel like you
Mhm.
just want to like scrape off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll let you know if you need to watch it because again, it's gonna be a quick sit, but like for me,
Yeah.
it was a tough immersion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Um,
kids are into it?
yeah.
Hmm.
Like a lot. And I'm like, how does
Hmm,
this
okay.
end that you guys are so cool with this? Because either you truly don't understand or they haven't really given away the goat because of the theatrical release. I don't know. Anyway, Frankenstein. So I never saw the first one. We were talking about this a moment ago, that I
Hmm.
never actually have seen the first one. One of those things I should go back
And
and
I
watch.
haven't seen it in probably 30 years, so.
Right. So
I actually
before.
looked to because I know it's probably a pretty short movie like this one. I looked to see if it was streaming anywhere. Nope.
Yeah, I
Because
I was
I was
like,
thinking I might watch the first one just to refresh my memory, and it's like,
I thought the same thing, and which is why we found like a 10-minute like synopsis of like in like
oh,
showed
really?
like yeah, so we went online, we found a 10-minute synopsis just to show like
And then the
and it
movie
showed
actually
scenes.
has kind of a last time on Frankenstein
Yes.
thing going on.
And truly, it this movie picks up exactly where it leaves off
Yeah.
on the first movie, but also
Yeah, because the
does the
first movie
recap.
ends
Come here.
even if you've never seen the movie, you're probably familiar with the monster finds a little girl. Do you need to go do some
No, I was just calling Olivia, but I turned on the what is this? The mute?
mute button?
Did it mute or did I say Olivia over you?
No, you probably muted. I
Okay,
just saw
good.
you turn your head and talk. I'm like, oh shoot, something.
She's howling in the other room, and I'm like, just come over here or
Just come
something.
in here
Like,
where
good
I
Lord.
am,
Yeah,
stupid.
basically. Anyways,
So
please go.
there's the famous scene. Even if you haven't seen the movie,
Right.
it's pretty old now, so I'll cut you some slack.
Spoiler alert for 100 years
Yeah,
later.
well, like 90
90.
some or so.
89
Oh, well,
years
no,
later.
this Bride was
35.
35,
This is
34, 35.
35.
Yeah, I
This
think the
one's
first one was like
35. The first one was
1931,
31. Yeah.
which was that's prior to King Kong. I think King Kong was like 33. So, yeah,
Oh,
old ass movie. So anyway, so there's the famous scene where the monster is playing with the little girl and they're tossing flowers onto the lake to see it
watch him
float,
float.
and then they run out of flowers, and so he continues playing. He picks her ass up and chucks her in, and she don't float. Pennywise lied. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, uh-oh. And so the father walks into town carrying the limp, waterlogged corpse of his daughter, and everyone gathers their torches and pitchforks and chases his ass to the windmill where Frankenstein and the monster have a fight. Frankenstein gets chucked off the top of the windmill and dies. And then the windmill collapses and kills Frankenstein. And then they made a sequel and say, no, actually, they both lived. They're fine. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
And the
Cool.
weird thing is Frankenstein, his first two kills in this movie are the father and the mother of the little girl that drowned in the last movie, which would be like if Jaws 2 opened with Mrs. Kittner getting eaten by the shark. It'd just be kind of weird.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
And the guy who owned the dog that got eaten. Mrs. Kittner and the guy who owned the dog. They both get eaten in the front of Jaws 2. It'd be like, well, that's weird. It's just an
That's
odd choice.
yeah, that is true. That's
Another odd choice, which now I'd never seen Bride of Frankenstein. Um, I had no idea that there was a wrap. Well, it's not even a wraparound segment because there's no ending. The movie
yeah.
starts out with Mary Shelley talking
Yeah.
to her friends about the book she wrote.
Her husband and a husband's friend. Or
Yeah,
because her husband is there.
and
Yeah.
at first I thought, wait a minute, are they doing a thing where Mary Shelley wrote about an event that really happened, and then she shenanigans ensue, she dies, and then she gets resurrected as the titular bride?
Yeah, I was like
No.
really
That's
confused at
literally
first.
Mary Shelley who wrote the book Frankenstein, and they're kind of talking about, hey, the movie came out and it really wasn't much like your book, and she's like, oh, well, let me tell you about the other stuff that happens in that story. What doodly doodly doodly. Yeah, and it's like, and the woman who plays the bride Elsa Lanchester.
The one who
She
plays
plays
the
Mary Shelley and the bride. Um, I don't know if
I
this
don't think
was
I noticed
originally a
that.
wraparound, but it never comes back to that, and it's completely pointless and doesn't add anything. I don't know
I
what
was
that's
doing the same
for.
thing. I was sitting there and I was like, at the end when it went to, I was like, are we not, we're
Are we not gonna
done?
follow up? That's not a wraparound. If
And
it's not a framing, a frame is supposed to go
yeah,
around the thing.
It
You can't
reminded
just, it's
me,
not a frame if it's only on one side.
you
It's a
know what is
bookend.
it's very it's very funny to me because it reminded me very much of was it the second Cinderella when we did the double feature month
Oh, right. That's a like anthology. No, I
and
think it's the
they read the
yes, yeah,
stories and
it's the
yeah,
second one. That's the anthology, which has the fairy godmother
stories, yeah.
telling the three stories, I think that
The mice, the
yeah.
stories or something like that. Yeah. Or but yeah, I it felt very much like just all of a sudden I was very much taken back to when we were watching um on this the Cinderella and I thought to myself,
See, between
oh
each story it cuts back to that and then
yeah,
it wraps up at the
yeah,
very end. This one
yeah,
just
no,
it's a it
yeah.
I don't
I think
get
it
what the
forgot what it was doing, or maybe it was like
or
people
maybe they
haven't.
shot it and they're like, "Nah, get this down to 75 minutes."
Well, and the thing that I felt
Or maybe it's like the characters are dead, the movie's over, no one cares. It's like if you're going
fair.
to remove the end, you got to remove the front because it makes
Well,
no sense.
and that's the thing to me is like when I so because we looked the reason I know also very clearly like it was 31 and 35 is because we looked and I thought to myself that's not because I was like was there like a really long time period between the first one and this one that they're like ooh we're gonna need to remind people how can we do that to get them back in the mood because I'm like 4 years is not
Uh,
that
Yeah, I mean,
much.
Son of Kong, King Kong came out in 33, I think is what it was. And they came out with Son of Kong like 10 months later.
I
I think it either came out later
okay,
that year or early the next year. Usually, particularly in that time, if stuff was hitting, they just churned
that's
that
okay.
shit
That's
out.
fair.
So the
That's
fact that
fair.
Bride wasn't until like 4 years
4 years
later
later, that's
makes
kind
me
okay.
wonder if anyone actually wanted to do the film because I kind of get the sense that no one wanted to do this movie.
Well, after watching it,
That's what
I
I mean. Like himself seems fairly unengaged most of the time.
he did kind of seem unengaged, which I
Like
think is probably why
uh
I told you earlier that he had such a soft face because he didn't look menacing. Where are you? I hear you. Oh, you're right there. Come here. Like he didn't.
Colin Clive, the guy who plays Henry Frankenstein, something else we brought up before we started recording. I
Yeah,
don't know why he's Henry in these movies and not Victor, because there's a Victor in the first movie. I don't know why.
yeah.
Was
That's
it a weird
well.
rights thing where they just weren't sure?
Who was Victor in the first movie, though?
If I'm remembering right, he was
Hold
just
on. I
like
accidentally just undid my headphones for some reason. And I can't hear you. Say that again. Who was Victor in the first movie? Because
Victor,
it was obviously
was
not
just
Frankenstein.
the friend.
Oh, interesting.
Like there's
Come here. Shh, shut up.
the guy who runs the college or the medical institute where his sidekick Fritz steals the bad brain from.
Dude.
That's like Dr. Butt's
Okay,
budget. And then he just has another friend named Victor, I think. And I think the monster kills all of them. Um,
that's fair. He doesn't like a lot of people to live.
yeah, he kills. If I'm remembering the body count from the first movie, it's Fritz, the assistant, his friend Victor, and the guy who runs the hospital, college, wherever the hell he gets the brain, the little
I know.
girl, and Frankenstein himself at the end of the movie, except we see here he survived. Um,
Right.
like this movie, it feels like someone was like, "Hey, that Frankenstein film we did a couple years ago was popular. Um, do another one. There's more stuff in the book. Just go." And they went through the book and they're like, "Oh yeah, the blind guy in the cottage that teaches him to read and write. That could be a scene. We'll use that." And it's like, "Oh, the monster told Frankenstein to build him a companion." Yeah, Lady Frankenstein. Yeah, cool. That we could build a whole movie about that. It's kind
Okay,
of what
so
this.
there is a lady in the book. So Frankenstein's what
Well,
like there's a
no. The monster tells Frankenstein to, if I'm remembering right, he tells Frankenstein to make him a companion, and Frankenstein just doesn't. I
Oh,
think
okay.
he's like, okay, okay, and he's like, nah. So he goes ahead and marries Elizabeth, and the monster's like, Okay, man, I am going to make your life miserable. I'm going to kill everyone you know and love.
Yeah.
I am, I am going to be your own personal boogeyman.
Which is why I thought it was so weird at the end of this movie when he lets Frankenstein and her go.
Yeah, I'm
He's
pretty
like,
sure
go
Elizabeth.
live your
Well, he doesn't.
life.
I don't. If I'm remembering right, I think Frankenstein just dies of like injury and exposure in the
Fair.
book. I don't think the monster kills him. Uh, I think he just because the monster kills all his friends and Elizabeth, I think, and so Victor Frankenstein chases him to like the ends of the earth and just dies of injury and exposure, and I think he just
Mm.
passes away from just he winds down and passes away, and then the monster just walks off into the sunset. I
Without a companion. That's so sad.
Yeah, I think he just wanders off to die somewhere. Again, I've not read it since I was like 12 years old, so
Sure.
I'm like trying
And
to
what
remember what happens in the book, but
and what
uh
12-year-old Andy like gleans from the
yeah,
yeah, might be a
my
little
as I talked about before we started recording, my biggest memory from the book was being frustrated with Shelley's writing style because she's very verbose and flowery in her descriptions of absolutely everything, and very young, immature Andrew was kind of impatient and frustrated. That's like my biggest memory. The biggest thing that I took away from the book is that it kind of dragged.
yeah.
Um, I also, for some reason, I have a very specific sense memory of the size and the feel of the book. It must
Oh,
have been like
interesting.
it was a paperback and it was like really worn because it had a
Mm-hmm.
lot more flex and give
A
than
lot of give.
books. It was like this thick. And I remember the I have like a sense memory of the I don't remember what the cover looked like, but I can kind of remember like the color of it. It was kind of oranges and greens and purples. It's weird that that's the memory I have of the book. Like I'd
That's
probably
awesome.
recognize the cover if I saw it, but my memory is almost like an artistic impression of what the book was. It's
Sure, sure, sure,
weird what
sure.
you remember or think you remember.
Sure, that too. Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
funny.
this movie, a lot of the like Karloff doesn't seem to be into it most of the time, although
Right.
he has some really great moments, like when he first hears the violin music from the cabin, and he's
Yeah.
like, it felt like Karloff is like, okay, I get to act, I get to do something rather than just kind
Right.
of, you
Yeah.
know, also a moment in the cabin when the two travelers come in to ask directions. That that look that the monster he just because he's sitting there with his blind friend and the two
Yeah.
guys come in and he's
Yeah.
like, ah, I know which direction this is going.
I know it was very
It's
sad because it was
south.
like they could have like
Like this dream has just come to an end. It hasn't happened yet. It's gonna happen in about 5 seconds, and I
I
know it.
know. It was so sad because
Yeah.
that blind man wanted a friend so badly.
Yep.
And like and obviously, the monster wanted a companion
Yeah.
and that would have worked.
What's his name? Colin Clive, the guy who plays Frankenstein, looked drunk on his ass throughout the entire movie. He looked plastered throughout the entire movie.
He was like sweating, like he was glowing because like he had like
Like most like I'm wondering if he was drunk on his ass because almost every single scene he's sitting down or lying down.
truth,
Right? I
truth.
mean, granted, he got chucked off of a windmill at the beginning of the movie and he's injured, but I mean, the first half of the movie he's lying in bed, and then the second half of the movie he's like sitting at a desk. I'm like, did this guy just keep shut? Did he break his ass? Did he show up drunk every day? Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see if there's like some Leonard Maltin. You must know something about this. Um, Also, the movie's score seems to not be taking this film seriously. a lot of the film is completely tonally inconsistent. Like the woman who plays Minnie
Thank
is
you for
just
talking about the score, because whoa.
yeah, the woman who plays Minnie is just in a completely other movie. She is so over the top that Jack Sparrow would be like, "Take it
I
down a
need you
few
down
notches,
here.
love."
Like for real. Well, and then it was so weird because like it's as if she's sorry, cat hair. There's a tail going over.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Oh, um, it's as if like you meet her, and first off, I don't know
I don't think she's
ever.
in the first movie. I don't remember her from the first movie. She was either very chill in the first movie or she wasn't in the first movie. I'm pretty sure if she was like this in the first movie, I'd
You'd have
remember her.
remembered,
But
but
again,
like,
I haven't seen the first movie since I was like 12, so maybe my memory is the first movie is it's pretty serious.
yeah,
But
but like in
that
this
may just
one,
be because I was 12.
she's almost like I thought at first like she was a gypsy because of what she was wearing and like her hair's messy, and I'm like, oh, this is like a gypsy or something, which I'm sure is something I'm not supposed to say, but like a travel, like I don't know.
Oh, is Gypsy
I don't know. I
slur?
don't mean it in a
I
derogatory.
don't
I mean
know.
like a
Yeah, I don't
caravan
know
person.
either.
Uh, I mean it in the true descriptive way.
Yeah.
Just because of what she was wearing, and she had that little sidekick, like another female there that I thought was maybe part of her caravan of wherever she was doing,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden, and I'm like, and she never is like looking at anyone. I'm like, are her cue cards like
The
off to the
sight
right?
lines
Because
are all
like
over the place in this
the
movie.
sight
Yeah.
lines are terrible. But then when you're going into the house, she's the mistress of the manor or something. Because then she's like, she gets the door.
She's the butler.
I'm like, okay, so you what? Okay, I'm very confused.
Yeah,
And then
at first I was like, why is this woman in their house? I'm
so
like,
was
oh,
I.
she runs the place.
You
Okay.
would never have put that together with how she's dressed and how she's acting and like,
Must work cheap.
yeah, I mean, I'm like, did they not have other cast like because like you said about Mary and the creation, the woman creation, are the same actor. So I'm just like, did they just not have, they're like, no one will notice. Just put you in a nighttime robe and the woman who's playing the butler didn't show up to work today, so it's gonna be you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was very weird. It was very jarring seeing her there because I'm like, what is your role? Who are you? Why are you here? Just to
Yeah, I mean,
be
horror comedy
weird?
is a tough line to straddle, and if that's what they were going for, they failed.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, that was not. I need to move that back. Not
Also,
working.
I was aware going in that the titular bride
Yeah,
um, is only at the end of the movie. What
I
I did
didn't
not
know that.
realize is she's only the literal last 4 minutes of the movie.
Right,
Like
and
you've seen footage of Elsa Lancaster as the bride, going,
yes, and her
doing that,
wonderful scream.
and her, looking at the monster and screaming, and I'm like, you have seen 90% of her screened other than the actor playing Mary Shelley at the front. That's 90% of the the bride's footage. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, they do the
And then,
thing. They wake
yeah,
her ass up. They give
she
her a
looks great.
makeover for some
Yeah, she looks
reason.
great.
I like the design. It doesn't make any sense, but I
Nope.
like the design. It's
Yep.
iconic. She looks around, has no idea where the hell she is. The monster walks in, is like, "Hey, how are you?" And she goes, and
Yeah, like, yeah.
he's like, "You know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out." And he pulls the self-destruct button, brings the castle down on him, Dr. Pretorius, and the bride, and the movie's over. That's it. Gone.
Which is
Done.
why do they even have that button?
Why do we even have that lever? Don't pull the
Yeah.
self-destruct lever. That'll
Pull
bring
the
the whole
lever,
castle down.
trunk.
Why do you even
Wrong
have that
lever.
lever?
Why do you like I saw that too. They're like, no, don't do it. You'll kill us all. And I'm like,
Why is that
you
there?
shouldn't have an easily accessible lever that just implodes the
Yeah,
entire
they.
laboratory. What the heck is wrong with you? And it's like the biggest one there. It's like, what does this do? Like I can't even. Um,
I mean, and it's like at armrest height too.
oh, it's begging to be pulled. Like, absolutely. That's, yeah.
So, uh, the bride, Elsa Lancaster, in the end of the movie, they once they unwrap her from her mummy things and they put her in her big gown thing with the hair and the white streaks.
Right.
I was wondering, I'm like, is she on like a box with wheels or stilts or like
Something.
uh foot tall platforms? Because she's a little bit even without the tall hair, she's a bit taller than the main actor, so she's probably a little over 6 foot. And I imagine the actor herself is probably not 6 foot tall. She's probably five
She
and a
looked a
half
bit
if.
demure, but
Yeah.
you
It
can't
kind of hard to
tell.
tell because when
Yeah.
you see her at the front of
She's
the film, she's
sitting.
sitting. So I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Exactly. So that's not something that I know. But yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful look. Like you said, doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Um, there were
the
way,
monster's look makes sense, right? Because he's got
yes,
it. It looks like
he was
someone ripped
pieced
his head open to
together.
put stuff in and then closed it and stapled it back together. You
Yes,
know, that's why
yes.
his face looks like that. Her, I have no idea why she has big tall hair with white stripes. And it's like I just thought it would look cool. It's like, well, it does.
It does. And like the exact word you said, iconic. That is what it is. Um, but yeah, it was
I think they're like, hey, what if the thing in the book with the monster gets a mate? We should do that. It's like, give me some sketches, and someone sketched this, and they're like, oh shit, we need to make a movie about that. And it's like, why does she look like that? I don't know, it just looks cool. Make a
I don't
movie.
know, but look at it.
Yeah.
Look at it. Yeah, that's very true. But like I was not there were way too many brides in this movie for me. Cause isn't there like at the beginning like the blonde bride that he scares when he just is like right after he wakes up from the windmill and he's like teetering around? Doesn't he go into
Oh, the woman who's like in the forest, and then she just like falls in a pond.
But there's another woman in like a bridal gown that he like walks in on. Am I conflating the two? Because
There
I,
was like the young girls, that gaggle of girls who were wearing white. I'm not sure who they were or what they were doing, if they were bridesmaids or if they were just
oh, okay. Because then
Sunday
I
school
was,
kids. I'm honestly not sure.
because then later I was not, I was concerned. I thought, oh, was that his bride already? Like his as in the doctor's. I thought,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but then I'm like, there's so many girls in white gowns. I mean, maybe they were yellow and I just can't
Yeah,
tell.
hard to tell with the color and stuff. So
Okay, now you said something at the beginning about they switched the wife.
the woman who plays Elizabeth, like I didn't really I probably wouldn't have noticed anything except I was like, that is a teenager. And I don't remember her being that conspicuously young in the first film. So I looked it up. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a different actor. So the woman who plays Elizabeth in the first movie was 10 years younger than the actor who played Frankenstein. She was
Which is the same
20,
actor, Clive, what's his face?
Colin Clive. Yeah. So he was 31 at the time, and she was 21.
Okay.
So 4 years later, he's 35. And they were like, well, we can't cast the original actor for Elizabeth. She's
Because she's
25
aged.
now. Should we let's and so they hired a 17-year-old, possibly 16 when they filmed it. It's hard to say. But I mean, at least Elsa Lancaster was in her 30s at that point.
Yes, but if the one thing that
Karloff was pushing 50, but I mean, they're in monster makeup, so
they're
and
in
they don't
monster
snog
makeup, but
anyway, so who cares?
the thing that I found funny though, that I was like, but again, it's been 90 some odd years, um, is 91. Um, when they get the body for her and they said, who is she or what, and they're like, oh, she's 19. Like, so the body of the bride of the,
Oh, right, yeah.
and they're like 19-year-old girl, and they're like, oh, that's perfect. And I'm like, that's a baby. That is a child. Like 19? I'm like, oh, we haven't come far at all. I'm like, that's so sad.
I just love the fact that they had a 31-year-old and a 21-year-old in the first movie, And then 4 years later, they're like, oh, well, shit, she's aged out of the role at 25. And they didn't hire another young woman at
21 year
20,
old.
21. No, they hired a child who was 16 or 17.
Unbelievable.
It's like, Hollywood, come on.
I know. That's crazy.
Maybe that's why Elsa Lancaster wasn't in too much of the movie. It's like she's like 32. She's a little old for this.
I, that's the thing is that they were like, this 19-year-old and then she gets
I
out
mean,
or
Karloff is still a spry 47, 48, whatever the hell he was by that time.
sure.
But Elsa Lancaster, I mean, she's past 30. She's washed up and done.
Yeah, thank goodness she's supposed to be a monster and dead because obviously at 30 you life is over anyway. You know, we're all just witches and or grandmothers by the time my goodness.
I think one thing I always remember is do you remember music teacher from grade school? I think her name was Mrs. Hutchison. Is that her name? Music teacher.
It Hutchison was
That
the
wasn't Kirkham. Is that the
Kirkham,
one?
yes. I'm like Hutchinson was a teacher, but she wasn't
Yeah.
Kirkham.
I remember this was grade school. It was like fourth or fifth grade or something like that. So I remember around 9, 10 years old. And I remember her telling the class um, that she had been playing piano for like 20 years. And I remember, and in my mind, I'm remembering this very adult, this old person. This is an adult. They're old. She was probably like 25. She's a kid, probably. Um, but I remember thinking at the time, I'm like, wow, 20 years. I'm not even half that old or something like that. I remember just being my mind boggling at the concept that she's been alive for so long that she's done something for 20 years.
Yeah.
And now
Oh
I'm
yeah.
crawling towards 50, and I'm like, okay, I get it. That's not so surprising.
Yeah. I will it is hilarious being older.
Hmm.
This is so funny. Uh and noticing what used to be so old. Like teachers are so young. Like I find it very funny. Like because of course I have kids and so like we go to parent teacher conferences and whatnot and I look at these teachers and they're all and I'm like
And they're all
y'all
half
are
your age, and it's like,
you're
oh,
all
you're a
babies.
baby.
You guys are babies. But not just that, but like
Are the babies
I
taking care of
remember
my babies?
I remember being a child and
Who's teaching you?
looking up to them and thinking exactly what you thought of like not only like are they old, but like they look old and they're very adult and they're like I mean, seeing them at the grocery store was like the
I mean, they're
worst
all these
thing
adults.
ever.
They're all within spitting distance of the grave.
Oh, certainly. Which I do have to remind myself from time to time because I remember how I looked at mom as a kid. I'd be like, that woman is ancient. That was the word I actively used. I remember calling her
Yep.
ancient. Yep.
Adults were pretty much ancient to you.
Yes, yes, they
Basically
were.
anyone over 30.
That is very, if they were over 30, you were ancient to me.
Ancient.
And I would,
I mean,
and I
what's
think,
3 times your age? I don't know anyone 3 times my age,
I know,
at least no one alive.
right? Yeah. And so, but now I think about it and I'm like, do kids look
Oh,
at me and go, God, how is she even to keeping it together? That's a lot of plaster and tape, apparently. Like, I don't know, like
I wonder how many adults were looking at that. That's a rude little child.
everyone that passed you, and they're like, what a
Wow, that kid sucks.
they had your number.
Yep.
Um, yeah, no, the movie, it's fine. The
It's
thing
not
that
a good movie.
it's not a good movie. The thing that in
But
it
I didn't
here's
hate it.
no,
I
I
wasn't
didn't hate it.
uncomfortable watching it. I'm
No,
glad I saw it, if only
I'm
because it is a
iconic.
absolute cultural touchstone of film history.
Yeah. The thing that I think upset me the most about it, my elbow just popped. Um, at
This
the
movie
beginning,
makes my elbows pop.
yes, yes, it does. At in the beginning, at the beginning, when Mary Shelley is talking about her book and everything, and she actually says, um, they didn't get it. I wrote it, to show, that men should not play God. Everything goes bad when you toil. Oh, now that I've said this, there's one more thing that I have to laugh at. But like all of the, uh, men shouldn't do this, blah, blah, blah. That's the theme of the book. And I'm like, great theme. You try to play God, it all goes to heck and you die because your creation's going to kill you. I get that. I love that. I watched the synopsis and you're re-synopsisizing it here for me. And then and then this movie happens and the monster's alive and the doctor's alive. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, but we're just going to do it again. And he's going to play God again and it's going to end badly again, but he's gonna let the doctor and the wife get away. But I was just like, it's a
They learned their
meaningless,
lesson this time. I don't know.
it's
Most
like
of
a
the
weirdly
religious story,
meaningless movie.
yeah, in most of the the religious stories, even God shouldn't be playing God. The gods, when the gods play God, they make things worse. Like that's the moral of most of these stories. What makes you think you're gonna do any better, mortal?
Yeah. You think Abraham had a really good relationship with his son after they walked up that mountain? I don't think they did. He got his
I
little
would,
fit.
that's the sequel I want to see. Abraham, is it Isaac is the
Yeah.
kid's name?
Yeah.
I want to see the Isaac and how traumatized he was growing up, I want that story. Yeah,
Yeah.
unrelated, but as you were talking through this last segment, you were gesticulating and I could see the shadow from your hands on the dresser behind you, or
Pardon
the
me.
piece
Yeah.
of furniture behind you, and then once you moved your hands and then the shadow moved, and I was like, what the hell? And I realized, oh, that's not the shadow, that's the cat's tail flicking. Because your cat's tail was flicking in time with your gesticulations until it wasn't. I was like, what is going on?
She's so in
The
sync
house
with
is
me.
haunted.
No, I have to tell you my very favorite part of the movie though.
Okay.
And then we can wrap up because I I chuckled heartily inside, not so much outside, but very heartily on the
I'm
inside
laughing on the inside.
when Dr. Frankenstein is in bed and telling his soon-to-be wife, um, do you know what it is like to like he waxes poetic a little too long, but when he starts talking to her about do you know what it's like to create life and to whatever, but the way
I'm
that
17. I should certainly hope not.
they cut it, he says, "Do you know what it's like to create life?" And then it switches to look to her, and she doesn't say anything. She's just like looking at him, and I'm like, "Yes, only a man could mansplain to a woman." Have you ever? Do you
Well,
know
why don't
that?
you mansplain that to me?
Like, do you know what it's like to create life? Yeah, we've been doing it our entire existence, creating life. I know that he meant, but like in his monologue, he never says bring back the dead. He
Yeah.
kind of gets into it later, as like later on in this
Well,
oration,
technically, he's not bringing back the dead. He's just using the dead as a
using
vessel for
dead
creation.
parts. Yeah, but yeah, yes. But like he just is talking about creating life and it cuts to a woman. I'm just
He's
like,
like, yeah, none of mine killed anybody.
I was just laughing. I'm just like, I love it. I love it so much that a man has to be like, I know that I know that a woman gave birth to me and I was all, created inside of her, but
Yeah, all the it's alive, and Victor Frankenstein, or well, Henry Frankenstein goes down in history as the guy who invented mansplaining.
there you go. There it is. The
That's like,
mansplainer.
oh no, I thought it'd be remembered for all the science stuff, but nope.
But I will say I do enjoy his delivery on It's Alive, It's Alive, probably because it's an iconic from
Yeah.
other movies. So over the top, I'm sure if I watched it and I'd be like, whoa, simmer down now.
Um, yeah,
Oh, and those miniature people, what, what, I don't even understand. I don't even,
I
he's
think
like, I
they
grew
I
them
think they
from like a
figured out an
seed.
effect and they just wanted to show off and couldn't figure out a better way to fit it into the story. It
So
didn't make any sense.
dumb. Yeah, it was bad.
I mean, the effect was all right, particularly for 1934.
Sure,
It was okay.
sure, but who
There's,
cares? Yeah.
yeah, I at first I was like, did you make small people? He's like, no, no, no. You see, you animate dead things, but I'm growing them from scratch, but I can't grow them any larger than this. So
They're now full
that's not too
size. And
fun.
I'm like, just waters them every
Um,
day.
Also, speaking of Elizabeth, there's that one scene where she's talking to her fiance in bed, and then she's like, and death, it's approaching. It's over there. Don't you see it? It's coming closer. It's coming to get me, Barbara. And he's like, it's okay, baby, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what is that? That never comes up again. I
Never.
think it's supposed to be thematic foreshadowing, but it just comes off as weird. And it's completely dropped. Nothing like that ever
Yeah.
happens again.
I'm like, is she gonna have an episode later? Is he gonna come after? Yeah, it very weird.
Also, speaking of people who just didn't seem to be too engaged, Karloff, there was at least one moment in the film where he just doesn't bother doing the walk anymore. Like, and it's particularly when he's walking along the outside of the house to Elizabeth's bedroom to kidnap her. He's like, oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna walk normal. This movie sucks, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk as the monster. That's dumb. Screw it. They're not paying me enough for this.
Mhm. Yeah. Putting on the Ritz. Yeah. Well, we've seen it. I
Now
am
I'm thinking of
like you.
Madeline Kahn as
I
in
am actually
in
quite happy to have
Mel
seen
Brooks.
it. Like it's nice to have reference now, reference
Yeah,
material. Like it's nice to have known. It's nice to have actually seen
and now you
Karloff
know that
in.
you'd actually already seen all of the Bride of Frankenstein because she's only in 4 minutes at the end of the
Yes,
movie.
she really, really is. I mean, that poor she just they're like, just do that for a little bit and then scream, you can go home. We're
Got it.
wrapped. It's a wrap. Amazing. But anyway, like I said, happy to have seen it though. It's part of, film history and one day maybe I'll read it. So there you go.
All right.
Yeah.
So, black and white movies, or black and white, maybe you have a different interpretation of black and white. So, what movie are you, mandating?
So I've
Anything in black and
interpreted it
white?
as a movie that is only in black and white
Okay.
coloring. That's how I interpret it. And we are going to watch a movie that I've wanted to watch a long time, since 2007 when it came out, Persepolis.
Yeah, that is in black and white. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And we're going to go on some watch lists because it's an Iranian film. So I look
Oh,
forward to.
that's right. Yeah. Let me,
You own it?
I think I might.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I've not seen it, but I look for, you're hilarious. I can't handle you.
Yep.
There you go. All
Yep.
right, Persepolis.
I needed to pull it off the shelf, not to show off how well-rounded I am, but because I can't
To,
spell it unless Percepolis. There we go.
well, that's
My
so
favorite
exciting.
line in this movie is I forget what the character's name is, but she's walking down the street and the police or state authority or something are telling her that they're like, "Hey, you shouldn't walk down the street being so immodest." And she turns around and says, "Then stop staring at my ass." And then she runs. That's yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, it's probably a paraphrase, but you'll unless I'm completely misremembering which movie that's from. I'm pretty sure that's it. So, Persepolis. Okay. When did you? Because I was trying to think of a black and white movie. I'm like, well, it's not The Artist. That was more recent than that. So,
Yeah.
when did you hear about this? Of course, you could ask me the same question. I have no idea.
This was an Oscar nominee in 2007.
Oh, that's
And
how you know about it. Okay.
that's how I've known about
Yeah,
it.
okay.
And it's one of those that I've
Was it
always,
foreign film or
yes.
okay?
No, it was, I think it was
Animated?
it
They
may
didn't
have been
have animated back in '07, did they?
then it must have been foreign. When was Beauty and the Beast? Because Beauty and the Beast was the first animated to be.
Oh, that was like 92.
Then this must have been animated because Beauty and the Beast was up for Best Picture, and they were like, "Ooh, we should have a Best Animated Picture, so it could have
Okay,
its own."
so animated feature would have been like mid 90s or
Or
mid.
late 90s. It might have taken a while, but still.
Okay.
So I think this was up, but this was 2007. So it was up for Best Animated Feature. It did
Hmm.
not win. Do I know what won in 2007? I don't. I should look it up. Maybe I'll know next time we chat.
Hmm.
But I knew it from there. And so when we were talking about black and white films, I wanted to do something. I'm like, there's so many black and white films I want to watch. So I was like, I wonder if I needed to limit myself to an idea.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's black and white cartoon. What is that? There was, and I had to look it up. I was like, there was a black and
But there
white
was that
cartoon.
one Iranian cartoon from
Yeah,
like,
and
the
like,
Oscars, right? Yeah.
and yeah, and I was like, that's right. And
Yeah,
so,
I think it's based on like a comic strip or something.
it is. It's based on either a short story or something, but like, yeah, it has it's based on
Yeah,
a
maybe a
story
graphic
of
novel
some
or something
sort.
like that, like
Yeah,
Road to Perdition or something like that.
you can take this road to Perdition Road. I do like that's a my
I
friend
don't think that's a
JT.
line in the movie. Come
No, it's
on,
not.
son, we gotta go. Where are we going, Dad? On the road to perdition. Oh, they
No,
said the line.
this is
That's
just
not the movie. Is that
my
Tom Hanks in the
so
movie?
yes, and my and you
No.
know Kat. Kat was Kat was at a college party and she was driving some drunkies home because that was, good Kat.
Yeah.
She was home for the holidays or something like that. But anyways, I remember I got into the car and I think it was I know who my friend was. JT got in the car and he was off his rocker. Didn't know where we were going. He ended up at my house. And the reason he ended up at my house is because we're like, all right, we need to take you home. So let's go. And he's like, all right, just take this road. Go this road to perdition, to Perdition Road. And we were in the front seat. And I just look at her and I'm like, all right, he's coming to mine. And I'm just going to plop him on a couch because I
Yeah.
don't. And he meant it so earnestly. You're gonna take this road to and then he kind of like laughs at himself and then I think falls us out and we're like, yep, well,
Yeah.
that was
Um,
fun. So now I'll always remember that.
Tom Hanks' Road to Perdition. What is the comic book adaptation that Viggo Mortensen's in? That's a different
History
one,
of
right?
Violence.
Yeah, oh, yes. History of Violence. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yep.
So,
Which I think
oh,
is black and white. Is it?
History of Violence?
No,
No, it's not. I
no,
think
no,
they're
it's not.
both the film adaptations are in color. I think, pretty sure.
There's something that I'm thinking of. It doesn't really matter because
Oddly
I
enough,
chose
I know
Persepolis.
I've read Road to Perdition. I know I've seen the movie. No, wait, did I see the movie? No, I think I've read Road to Perdition and I've seen History of Violence, but didn't actually read the source. I maybe I don't not sure.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Anyway,
All right. Well, today's episode may have come to an end, but we'll be back in a couple of weeks with Kelly's mandated movie, Persepolis. If you'd like to watch it too, come on over. I've got it.
oh my God, I swear that's
Um,
amazing.
check out the description to see where it's currently streaming or available to rent. Until then, you can watch Movie Mandates on YouTube or listen to it in podcast form on iTunes. And if you enjoy the show and want to help us reach a wider audience, engage with likes, comments, subscriptions, and reviews and all that kind of stuff. Much obliged. With that, I'm Andrew. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Andrew Eisen.
I'm Kelly at Pimento Livia. Just the one O. Sorry.
We hope you've all enjoyed this episode of Movie Mandates, and any others you may have watched, and any others you may watch in the future. We'll be back soon with another episode. Bye.